I recently sold my company for over $1 million last week, and the way that I've been able to do this is by pure volume. If you want to book 30 sales calls, 50 sales calls, 100 sales calls per day for your sales team, and even if you want to book 5, even if you want to book 1 sales call a day, even if that's exactly what you're looking for, this video is for you. I'm going to show you exactly what we did and how we've won at every single one of the companies that I've built by pure brute force. And we've done this through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most powerful prospecting platform on the internet right now. And LinkedIn has made me the revenue that I've been able to make. I want to quickly show you a couple of examples of what our Slack channel looks like on the daily. This is the marketing agency Slack channel. As you can see here, it's hundreds of sales calls per week, hundreds. And what's really cool is that if you see some of the questions that we're asking, we're literally asking people if they're willing to pay $5,000 plus upfront, and they have to say yes in order for them to book a call with us. And this is exactly the system that I'm going to share with you today that you can replicate. And stick around to the very end, and I'm going to share with you exactly what we do to get 2 to 3 times the response rate on LinkedIn. And this is something that nobody knows. This is a new tool that we're using. Stick around to the end. Now, first and foremost, if you're going to go to the market and you're going to start to do some marketing on LinkedIn, the number one thing that you need to have right is your offer. And I've created multiple videos talking about what a good offer looks like, but I'm going to walk you through this today and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Number one, a good offer on LinkedIn needs to be relationship based, and it needs to have some type of risk reversal. There's 2 types of offers on LinkedIn that work really well. Number one, it's an offer that guarantees that the prospect that you are reaching out to saves money. Number 2, it's an offer that guarantees that the prospect that you're reaching out to makes money. If you don't fall within those 2 buckets, figure out a way to reposition yourself to be able to fall in one of those 2 buckets. And you need to very clearly be able to portray this. So let's say you are a marketing company, and let's say you help other companies bring tools in-house, and therefore you allow them to save money and make money at the same time. But let's say you want to focus on saving money. Now, if you were an agency, this is the type of copy that I would do. Hey, name, are you looking for clients right now? My team of executives and I will guarantee you 10 clients a month, or you don't pay a penny. Can I share with you some examples of our case studies? Here's also a booking link to book on our calendar. Okay, I would change, the call to actions a little bit, and then you just put the calendar here. Now, this is kind of like a crash course. If you want to learn how to actually build offers a little bit more deeply, then go ahead and find my video on how to build offers, and you're more than welcome to check that out. Now, after you create your offer, you have to tailor who you want the offer to be for. And this is where a tool like Sales Navigator comes into play. Now, Sales Navigator is optional. I'm going to show you an even better route that you can use that's better than Sales Navigator, that gives you intent data. And the cool thing about Sales Navigator is it's a phenomenal platform to be able to find exactly who you're looking for. You can search up for keywords. Also, link in the description below if you want the video where I go into depth about how to create a lead list on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you're more than welcome to check that out. Now, the star of the show right now is this platform called HeyReach. And the really cool thing about HeyReach is it's a LinkedIn sending platform. It's a platform where you can connect your LinkedIn account and automate messaging to your ideal customer. I'm going to walk you through the exact process to connect and link an account, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Now, feel free to book a demo call with me if you want to try this tool out, and I'd be happy to give you our discount. It's up to 90% off just to try this, as opposed to you getting it directly from HeyReach. HeyReach is our partners, so we're able to provide really massive discounts. The really cool thing about HeyReach is you can connect multiple LinkedIn accounts. So you can easily go in and install a Chrome browser that connects these LinkedIn accounts. Now, once you download this extension right here and you add it to Chrome, what you can do is you can automatically, as soon as you click add to Chrome, it'll prompt you with a section here that says connect account. You click connect and boom, your account is connected. It's very simple. And the cool thing is you can have multiple different Chrome browsers, and each Chrome browser has its own LinkedIn account. And that's exactly what we do to stack LinkedIn accounts. So if you want to have multiple LinkedIn accounts and log into the browser, that's the way to do it. Now, once an account is logged into, then what you do is you go to the leads section. And the leads section here is where you're able to upload different types of leads. So you can either go to the LinkedIn search bar and upload that as a lead list essentially, or you can upload a LinkedIn Sales Navigator link, or if you have Recruiter, or my personal favorite, a CSV file. If you have any files and they have the LinkedIn profile anywhere, then it will extract those LinkedIn profiles, put them into a campaign, and you're able to start sending essentially. And then it's my personal favorite. You can also import a CSV file into HeyReach essentially, and HeyReach will be able to then extract those LinkedIn URLs. So let's say you have a lead list from Apollo, and I also talked about Apollo as well and how that works. You can also find the video on my channel. But let's say you extract a lead list from Apollo and it has the LinkedIn profiles, like the actual URLs on the CSV file. You can also upload it into here and actually extract those files and those URLs rather, and then you're going to be able to reach out to them. Now, once you do create a lead list, whether it's on Sales Navigator or anywhere, basically it would look exactly like this. So it'll tell you like headline, job title, company. You can also enrich the email. You can potentially even find the phone number, their location, their LinkedIn URL, their about section, and you can also remove leads. Now, once you have a lead list active, then what you do is you go to the campaign section on the left-hand side. How to create a campaign is very simple. You click create new campaign, and then you call it whatever title you want. Let's say test. You click create. Once you go ahead and click create, then you're able to import the actual lead list that you pasted into HeyReach, whether through the CSV file or through the Sales Navigator or whatever platform that you used. And you're able to create multiple lead lists and combine lead lists as well. And I'll show you how to do that later on. And now what you do is you click on the lead list that you want. And then there's also exclusions right here. So you can exclude leads contacted from other HeyReach campaigns. This means that if you create another campaign and you've already reached out to this person anywhere inside of HeyReach, it will not reach out again. You can exclude leads messaged by other senders. So basically, if you have two LinkedIn profiles, they can't both reach out to the same person. And then you can exclude leads contacted by the same sender from other HeyReach campaigns. Now that's the one that I really like, because you can create multiple campaigns and the same profile will never reach out to the same person. Now you can select this, but you don't even need to. And I'll show you why in just a moment. Now, the select exclusion, you can also exclude specific leads. That is a list that you can create as well. On the leads tab right here, you can, copy leads, put them on an exclusion list, and then paste them here. There's more in-depth videos within HeyReach. I'm just showing you the general kind of strategy that we like to use. And if you have any questions on how to use HeyReach, my demo call will be down in the description below. So you're more than welcome to hop on a call with me and I'll show you how to do this. Now, once you have all this set up and then you click next, the next step would be the sequence. Now, there's two different types of messages that you can send on LinkedIn. The first one is a connection message and the second one is a in-mail. An in-mail is basically what happens. It's a type of message that you get when you have LinkedIn Premium, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, or LinkedIn Sales Navigator Advanced. And basically what you're able to do with an in-mail is you're able to bypass the connections completely, as opposed to a connection message where you have to first connect with the prospect, wait for them to accept. After they accept, then you can go ahead and send them the message. In-mails are great. The only problem with in-mails is they're very limited. They have about 50 in-mails that you can reach out to. Now, there is ways to send up to 800 in-mails per LinkedIn account per month, but that costs a lot of money. And in my personal opinion, it used to be worth it when Sales Navigator costs were a little bit lower. Now, as Sales Navigator cost, specifically Sales Navigator Advanced, increases and increases, the cost per lead is going up. So it doesn't make sense anymore to do any more LinkedIn Sales Navigator or in-mails. The best way to actually do outreach at this point is still going to be to send connection requests, and I'll show you exactly how to do that right now. Now, the first step that you do is a condition. Now, if connection is connected, so basically if you are connected to the profile, then end, do nothing. Okay. If you are not connected to the profile on LinkedIn, then what you do is pretty self-explanatory. You send a connection request. Now, contrary to popular belief, we've always seen that we get better results when we don't put a note in the connection message. Okay. Then secondly, what you do is if they accept, okay, the connection request, you wait about 3 hours, which is the actual least amount that you can wait, and you send a message where you pitch them. And essentially a pitch looks a little bit like this. So first name, do you want value prop? And I'll show you an exact example of this working and some of the results that we're getting and some of the actual copy later in this video. So feel free to skip to that as well. Not yet, but later on. And then we basically add whatever message we have as the first message. You can also add different variants, right? So you can see which messages do well against each other and be able to test specific messages based on response rates. If you really want to get creative, you're actually able to put links here in the booking link. So you can put your calendar link, okay, right here in the very first message. And based on our experience, 50% of the people would actually book a call and not even actually respond to you or say anything. And the other 50, you might have to continue a conversation with them, respond back for them to book. I've been gatekeeping this for a while. For the longest time, I didn't want everyone to know about this just because it was something for us that worked really well and we just didn't want too many people to know about it. But now it is amazing. It's exactly what gets us all of our leads. And the more people that use a platform like this, the more people that interact with us, the more people that use Sarva, which I'll show you in just a moment, the better. Now, once you've created the very first message, I recommend 2 follow-ups. So the first follow-up is more of like a, hey, John, are you sure you don't want this? Or, hey, John, did you get a chance to review my message above? You know, something that's a little bit shorter. And you know, this is message 2. This is kind of the premise, and I'll show you some, again, more examples of what that looks like. And then the last thing is if they replied, obviously you end. If they didn't reply, then I like to wait another 2 days right here. So you wait 1 day, then you wait 2 days, and then you send them another message. And this is kind of like a breakup message where you're like, hey, I know things can get busy. Let me know if X, Y, Z, and then you basically close the loop there. If you do this correctly, this right here should get you a ton of leads. One other thing that's optional that I really like is if they don't accept the connection request, what you do is you wait 1 day, okay, and then you view their profile, and then you like their post. And then what you do is you wait here for 21 days, and you wait for them to respond. Okay, this is something that will compound. There's going to be people that you reach out to today that will not respond until a month from now. This will continue to compound. If I do nothing for the next 3 to 4 days, I will still book 20 to 30 sales calls every single day for my company, if not more, if I stopped all outreach. Now, once you've gotten this specific sequence set up, what you do is you go ahead and click continue. And there's multiple different ways that you can set up sequences. This is just the way that we like it. And then obviously we got to reconnect some of these accounts. However, you can select as many accounts as you want here. We're just going to select one for the sake of this example. And then what you do here on the scheduling side is you're able to actually select like what days you want, you know, the campaign to be sending and stuff like that. Every single LinkedIn account has a limit, a sending limit of how many connection messages it can send, how many emails it can send. And generally speaking, the limit is dependent on how good the account is and the account health. If you have an account that's been alive and active for a while, you're going to be able to send way more. Now you go ahead and click continue, and then you can go ahead and click launch campaign. Now, once you've created a campaign, it's going to look something like this. And I'll show you an example of what a good campaign looks like. Now, if you look at this campaign and you see the results and you see everything that's happening, this campaign has been active, it's almost even done, and you can essentially see the sequence performance. Now, if you take a look here, you're gonna see the exact same sequence, except we have all these different messages that we're sending. We specifically are not sending the calendar link in the very first message because we have an AI that auto responds to leads and sends them the calendar link. And then after this, basically, if you go to sender performance and lead analytics, it tells you everything that's happening with the lead. Now, you wanna notice something as I was showing you this. The thing that you might have noticed was the actual campaigns themselves. And then as you can see here, this Sarva campaign, 18% response rate, 18%, 24%, 46% response rate, 49, almost a 50% response rate. That is unheard of on LinkedIn. You just don't get that. Like if you look at every single one of our campaigns, none of them has done any better than this. And here's the secret that I'm going to tell you. These are intent-based leads. My team and I have spent the last 6 months developing and building a platform by the name of Sarva. Now you might be asking me, what is Sarva? How does it even work? Sarva basically looks at intent signals on LinkedIn, and it's able to provide you intent-based data, and it's able to enrich those leads and push them into any campaign that you have active. Whether you use HeyReach or you have another sending platform or you're sending email marketing or you're doing cold calling, it will give you all those leads in any form that you want and push them to any workflow that you want, and they're all intent-based. The really cool thing about Sarva is it gives you up to 100 leads in under 30 seconds of onboarding, and it's free to sign up. You can try this out right now. I'll put this down in the description below, but if you literally want free leads that are intent-based, that'll get you 2 to 3 times the result compared to any campaign that you have, it's gonna be Sarva. So once you put in your website and once you put in your LinkedIn profile and you go ahead and click continue, it'll start to look at what's on your LinkedIn profile. And in this case, I don't have Sarva listed on my main thing on my profile, so I only found Nitro Closing, another company that we have. So if it says none of these, use my website instead. Now, once I click use my website instead, and I go ahead and click continue, then it'll find individuals that are my competitors. So it'll ask me what competitors I want to track, and it'll make recommendations on who those people are. You can also open up the profile and see who those individuals are. Now, once you click continue, you can also select who you want to reach out to. So let's say Sarva, us as a company, we want to reach out to agencies and services that are startups. And this is kind of like the general ICP that you select. You can be a little bit more specific after this step. And then once this says Sarva is writing up your workspace, what happens is, boom, it logs you right in. So you can go ahead and find my sources, and it'll pretty much allow you to be able to do even more research on the types of people that you want to reach out to. Now, there's lead sources, but there's also a section here called Keyword Monitor. And basically what it does is it searches keywords across all of LinkedIn, not just the competitors, but all of LinkedIn, to find posts that are relevant, and it extracts those leads from those relevant posts, and it gives them right to you to put in any workflow that you want, whether it's HeyReach or another tool. Now, the really cool thing is if you're using a platform like HeyReach, which we get a massive discount on, by the way, that you can get from us, it's like super cheap. What you can go ahead and do is you can actually go on integrations and you can connect HeyReach as a platform. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. And I'll show you the exact example. And as I was talking, the really cool thing is there's already leads right here. And there's also a fit that these leads have. Now, those two are a little bit lower fit based on exactly who it is that I'm looking for, but I can also go on the left-hand side here and actually select the ICP targeting. So this right here tells me who I would like to reach out to. So I don't want to reach out to marketing directors. I don't want to reach out to partners. I want founders and executives. I don't want anything to do with sales. And I want 1 to 50 employees, and I want match threshold to be 70%, and I want to go ahead and save that ICP. Now, moving forward, it's only going to give me those exact leads that I want that have interacted with my competitors or based on specific keywords that RAI believes to be the right person for your offer. It'll actually do research on LinkedIn and find those specific people for you. Now, there's also a dashboard section right here where you're able to see how many leads you've gotten over how much period of time. It gives you pretty much all the general information, and it gives you the opportunity to connect your webhook, meaning, yes, you're getting those leads. Yes, that's super cool. What are you actually doing with those leads? And that's what we're here to help with. And that's where you should totally book the demo down in the description below. So then we can get you to try those leads as well, and we'll integrate within your workflow, and would love some feedback as well. And now the super interesting thing right here is you can find recommendations, meaning you can look at the actual lead sources itself, and based on your company, it'll find people that you should probably start finding. And now if I want to monitor more profiles, I could just go ahead and click explore. I can, tell it SaaS tool owners, and then you find sources, and it'll basically take a little bit of time, find those profiles for you, and you're able to add those to the pool of profiles that you're monitoring. And then on top of that, obviously, you don't need to monitor those profiles always to get the leads. We will just give you leads based on recent posts across all of LinkedIn. And that is Sarva. Now, to integrate HeyReach, you go ahead and click connect, and then there's a live API key right here. And I'll show you what this looks like. Now, this is already an active workspace. That we are currently using for another campaign. So we have 705 total leads that we've gotten from this campaign. Super high intent fit is 10. This is the amount of followers reached, the amount of profiles that I'm currently watching, the total amount of leads over time. I'm watching Adam Robinson. It gives me pretty much a rundown on everything that I'm looking for. It also gives me the leads. And if I scroll down right here and I zoom in, I can also enrich the phone numbers. I can enrich the emails. I can connect it to Slack, get the webhook. Auto routes to HeyReach, for example. I can connect it to Go High Level. So there are specific, obviously, connections that you can have here. There's also a pipeline section where you can monitor the pipelines, and you can add specific leads here and add different stages, play around with that. keywords monitor. It tells you what keywords and who they came from and why these keywords matter to us. And then the cool thing right here is lead campaigns right here. So you see how it says default route? Every single lead is being routed right here, the Sarva campaign. And basically you're able to do everything through here. There's also an inbox right here where you can actually find those leads and you can see the conversation that you're having with them. And obviously here you go. This is sort of a general conversation that we're having with everyone. And basically now everything that's happening is we are routing these specific intent leads into HeyReach, and we're getting results like these. And I'll show you one more example of Investor Signals, which is another company that we own. And then you can see the types of campaigns that we have. So we have a new campaign here, which is investor targeting that we have this campaign right here that has a 50% response rate. And then this one here, which was also a Sarva campaign that has a 50% response rate. And once everything is set up and automated, the entire goal is for you to never have to go ahead and add leads to a campaign. And you have something that auto books you calls. And if you go to my Unibox, you basically see a ton of these messages where we offer something. This is a very specific message example that we're saying. Somebody says, yes, certainly. Then we have an AI that picks up and then sends them our calendar link. And you can see just in the last 30 minutes, we've had all these guys interested, every single one of them. And that's how we book so many calls, because our copy makes sense. We automate everything. We know where to get the leads from. And we use a platform like HeyReach and like Sarva together in order to do mass outreach, not even mass outreach, but more like personalized outreach. And that's exactly how we're able to get the results and how we're able to scale our businesses. If you have any questions on how anything is used, I am happy to give you a personalized demo and create a specific strategy just for your company that you can run in-house without needing to hire a marketing agency. And I'll show you how to do that. My link will be in the description below for the demo to book a call with our team. And I'm happy to give you free trials for absolutely everything, free leads. This is a new tool. We are looking for the feedback, and I would love nothing but for you guys to try it out and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and reach out to me if you have any questions on how anything that I explained works. And I'm happy to go over that with you in detail. And I'll see you guys later.